In this lecture, we are going to start a really important chapter, chemical equilibrium. It's actually an easy chapter. The second half of equilibrium is ionic equilibrium, which is a little bit more tough. But the more you understand chemical equilibrium, ionic equilibrium becomes much easier. Okay. First step you want to look at equilibrium is understand it. If you don't understand the equilibrium, numericals will be very hard. Okay. So let's take any given reaction, reactant getting converted to products and product going back to reactants. This is just like, for example, you are observing traffic from wherever you stand. நம்ம traffic பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம். Some of the vehicles go this way, some of the vehicles go this way, and they keep going back and forth until it becomes an equilibrium where the rate at which the vehicles go to the left side is same as the rate at which the vehicles go to the right side. Okay. So the number one criteria for equilibrium is forward rate equals reverse rate. Okay. Now let's look into a diagrammatic representation of equilibrium. Okay. This is time. I start with R, my reactant. Okay, it is very high and it will get converted to my products. போக போக ஆரம்பத்தில் அதிகமாக கன்வெர்ட் ஆகும். As you keep going along, it will start going down. So exponentially it will start decreasing in concentration and then it will become constant. Okay. And my products, if you see, they are at zero right now and they start forming and then they go over here. Okay, this is my product. Now what all do we have from this diagram is couple of things. One is my reaction rate, forward reaction drops initially and reverse reaction increases. Okay. Now my concentration of reactant drops until it reaches a constant, let's say somewhere around here. Okay, it has reached a constant. So at equilibrium, once equilibrium is reached, couple of things are true. One is forward rate equals reverse rate, number one. Number two, the concentration of reactant or product, any species involved, is constant. Okay. When you look at from outside, let's say for example you are watching traffic. Okay, ஆரம்பத்தில் வந்து left side நிறைய வண்டி போகுது morningல, and then after some time it goes to the other side. But let's say you suddenly start watching the traffic at afternoon, you don't know which side you started. So how many vehicles go to this side, same as how many vehicles go to that side, so rate is the same. The total vehicle on left side and total vehicle on right side, they are not equal. They can be equal, they are not necessarily equal, but one thing they can say is left side la எப்பவுமே எனக்கு ஒரு 100 vehicles இருக்கு, right side la 50 இருக்குனா அதே ratio maintain ஆகும். That's what this means. Okay. Now this is the kinetic side of equilibrium. Okay, this is the equilibrium related to thermodynamic side. Now when I have this, the products is greater than reactants in this one. This doesn't have to be so. It can be this way as well. My products and reactants same starting point. Let's say my reactant going somewhere here, my product going somewhere here. Okay, this is reactant, here products. At equilibrium, my reactants are greater than product. Both of these are perfectly possible. Okay, what do they differ in? Okay, again somewhere here I have reached my equilibrium. Okay, this is the time again, this is concentration. Okay, what's the difference between these two is, in terms of kinetics there is a little bit of difference, okay, depending on the given reaction, but they could be the same. But the most important thing is equilibrium reach பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் இங்க ப்ராடக்ட் அதிகமாக இருக்குது, இங்கே ரியாக்டன்ட் அதிகமாக இருக்குன்னா thermodynamically they are different. Thermodynamically my products is more stable than my reactant. Thermodynamically my reactant is more stable than my product. So the ratio of them is going to be different. Okay. There is an important graph that you will see. This graph gives you an idea of how the reaction rate is going to be. Let's say we are going to talk about forward rate. எனக்கு ஆரம்பத்தில் reactants அதிகமாக இருக்கு. So there is a lot of reactants. Imagine the room that you are sitting in right now, that's your reaction vessel. அங்கே reactants அதிகமாக இருக்கு. So the chances of reactant meeting with another reactant colliding, okay, ending up products is very high. Okay, ஆரம்பத்தில் போக போக reactants கம்மியாயிட்டே வரதுனால ஒரு reactant இன்னொரு reactant பார்க்கறது கம்மியாக இருக்கும், because நடுவில் product molecule இருக்கலாம். So the reactant rate drops. and after some time it becomes constant. So this is rate, this is time. So these two graphs are completely different. This is concentration versus time, this is rate versus time. Okay. So now the same room that you are sitting with, initially when we start it's full of reactants. Appa product molecules irukadu. So one product molecule and another product molecule combining and giving you reactant, backward reaction is zero to start with. Poga poga konjam konjama product form aga, the chances of product and product meeting each other is high, effective collision. Okay. So my rate of reverse reaction picks up and soon it meets the rate of forward. So this is forward rate, this is reverse rate. So at equilibrium, rate forward equals rate reverse. Okay. This is essentially what is happening in an equilibrium. Okay. The equilibrium is reached when the rates are equal. Okay. And once the equilibrium is reached, the concentration of all the species, okay, this could be A plus B giving you P, doesn't really matter. Evlo species, all the species are constant at equilibrium. Now one thing is not always true, you cannot say that product is always greater than reactant. Okay. This will be determined by whether product is greater than reactant or reactant is greater than product, will be determined by an equilibrium constant. Okay. And the equilibrium constant will change with temperature. Same reaction, இதே reaction வந்து நீங்க temperature வேற மாதிரி செய்றீங்கன்னா இந்த மாதிரி மாறலாம். Okay. Because temperature changes capital K, equilibrium constant is basically ratio of product over reactants. Okay. Equilibrium constant ஏறிச்சுனா products ஏறுதுன்னு அர்த்தம், equilibrium constant இறங்கிச்சுனா products இறங்குதுன்னு அர்த்தம். So you can end up with each of them. So make sure that you understand the basis of equilibrium. Okay. Now that we have seen a pictorial representation, we will go into understanding equilibrium constant. Equilibrium constant is denoted by the symbol K, uppercase or capital K. Okay. And you can put KEQ if you want, or you can just put K, regardless it is the same. Okay. Equilibrium constant is basically ratio of rate constant of forward and reverse. Although we are not going to be using this right now because we have not seen kinetics yet. Okay. For us the equilibrium constant is ratio of product over reactants raised to the corresponding coefficients. Okay. For a given reaction, the coefficients are in a balanced equation. Okay. The correct way of writing it is K equilibrium is the ratio of active mass of product raised to the corresponding coefficient divided by active mass of reactant raised to the corresponding coefficient. But active mass concept is not really in your syllabus. So what we can do is we can replace this active mass by either concentration or moles or pressure. We are going to see all of them. Okay, let's take a given reaction, for example, our common one, Haber's process. (2NH3). Okay, all of them are gases. Now, if I had to write my K, the correct way of writing it is product over reactants, active mass of ammonia raised to the corresponding coefficient divided by my reactant, active mass of nitrogen raised to the corresponding coefficient times active mass of hydrogen raised to the corresponding coefficient. Okay. But we don't have a way of doing active masses at this point in chemistry, okay, for you guys. So we are going to deal with concentration. So rather I would use concentration. So concentration of ammonia to the power 2 divided by concentration of nitrogen to the power 1, concentration of H2 to the power 3. Because I use concentration, I can actually put a subscript concentration C. So Kc is nothing but ratio of concentration of products to the concentration of reactants raised to the corresponding coefficient from a balanced chemical equation. So that tells you that you have to balance the equation first. So this is Kc. Now what if I have all of them gases and I don't have concentration, I have pressure? I can write the same K equals partial pressure of products over partial pressure of reactants raised to the corresponding coefficient. Now because instead of concentration I use pressure, I call it Kp. Okay. Both of them will have the corresponding either concentration or pressure. Both of them can be equal, one can be greater than the other or one can be less than the other. How are they these two related? Say this is concentration, that is pressure. Okay. Now if you go to PV equals nRT, we can actually derive it. Okay. Change in concentration, how is it going to do? I am just going to jump to the final equation, that is more than enough for you guys. Kp equals Kc RT to the power delta Ng. Delta Ng is just like what we saw in thermodynamics, the difference in moles of gaseous products to that of moles of gaseous reactants. Okay. For our Haber's process, it is going to be 2 because this is gas, 2 minus 4 is minus 2. Okay. Just like our thermodynamics, in thermodynamics what did we see? Del H equals del U plus del Ng RT. Here the relationship is a little bit different, both of them deal with del Ng. Now there I told you the pattern of question is del H versus del U. In equilibrium they will ask you pattern of question Kp versus Kc, meaning they can give you 4 different options, alpha, beta, Charlie, delta, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they can ask you in which among the 4 Kp is greater than Kc or Kp is less than Kc, or in which among the 4 Kp equals Kc. Kp equals Kc when del n equals 0. Okay. 0, anything to the power 0 is 1. So Kp equals Kc. So del n equals 0, Kp equals Kc. Similar here, del n equals 0, del H equals del U. So 4 equations, just look at them. First make sure you cancel out all the solids and liquids and aqueous solutions, so you will be able to get it really fast. This is the basic explanation of K. I am going to give you one more equation. Kp. Okay. What if I don't give you moles and or your concentration and pressure? You can actually get this by doing moles products divided by moles reactant. Let us say the corresponding coefficients, whatever they may be. Pressure total divided by moles total to the power del Ng. Okay. How do you use this formula? Okay. At this point just know that this formula exists. I will take care of it on the problem side. Okay. It is a lot easier when moles are given. I do not have to calculate concentration. The reason being, moles kuduthirukanga appadina concentration ponna divided by volume ponum. Okay. And the volume might be not a number that will give you easily cancelling numbers, but it might give you fractions. So instead I will just do this one, it is a lot easier. Okay. These are the basic setup of formulas in equilibrium. Now this is theoretical question, active mass based theoretical question. These are problem questions. Okay. Lot of times this will come extremely straightforward. There are couple of things, either I can ask you from this or I can give you everything but one. KCA kekalam, illana I can give you everything but concentration of N2. What is the concentration of equilibrium concentration of N2? Anything I can ask. Okay. The next one we are going to see is reaction quotient. Okay, what does it mean? Let us say for example you have a reaction, Haber's process. Okay. We start Haber's process. 3H2 gives you 2NH3. Now I am starting the Haber's process. Let us say 10 minutes has gone past. Okay. Now does not necessarily mean I would have reached equilibrium. Let us say equilibrium takes 1 hour to reach. Appo 10 minutes la na reactants aarambicha, but it is not all reactants, some of it is converted to products. Okay. What if I go beyond 1 hour? Okay, equilibrium na reach pannirpen. What if I push the equilibrium even more to the product side? Appo products adhigamaagum reactant oda. So when you have for example concentration of ammonia squared divided by N2 H2 cube, products over reactants raised to the corresponding coefficient. This does not have to be always equal to equilibrium constant. At any given time it is Q, because I am using concentration, it is QC. Similarly QP would be the corresponding partial pressure of ammonia squared divided by partial pressure of nitrogen, partial pressure of hydrogen raised to the corresponding coefficient Q. Okay. So what it tells you is that this ratio at any given time, okay, at any given time. So what all do we know is three conditions. I can have Q versus K equilibrium. Okay, here K equilibrium stands for either P or C, doesn't really matter. Now KP edutha QP, KC edutha QC. All right. Now I have three different conditions. My Q, let's go sequentially maybe. Q less than K, Q equal to K, Q greater than K. Q less than K அப்படினா K into the set in stone for a particular temperature. Q is less than K அப்படினா products over reactants, okay, is less than what K is. அப்போ products வந்து அதிகமா இல்ல, அதனால தான் சின்னதா இருக்கு, numerator சின்ன நம்பரா இருக்கு. So products is not there, so it is going to go to the right side, okay, to make it Q equals K. So this is product favored. Okay. Q equals K is equilibrium. Neither product favored, neither reactant favored. Q greater than K. அப்போ Q K ஓட அதிகமா இருக்குன்னா இந்த நம்பர் பெருசா இருக்குன்னு அர்த்தம். அப்போ it has gone to the product side too much. I want it to come back. So it is reactant favored. Okay. Straightforward. Now how the question can come in neat. They can give you the concentration of all the species. They can give you K. Okay. Now you will be stuck. எனக்கு K-வும் கொடுத்துட்டாங்க, இது எல்லாத்தையுமே கொடுத்துட்டாங்க, what do I calculate? Actually what they are giving you is, with this you have to calculate Q and then you have to decide whether the reaction is going to be going to the product side, reactant side, or it is going to be at equilibrium. Okay, again all this is valid only when you are talking about a particular temperature. K will change with temperature. நீங்கள் கான்சன்ட்ரேஷன் என்ன மாறினாலும் K மாறாது, but your temperature is going to change the K value. So this problem is valid only when you are going to talk about a particular K value. Alright, now when you look at it, it's extremely straightforward. Okay, Q versus K, we will deal it on the problem side. Now one other thing we want to look at is properties of K. What all do we know? First thing I have been saying, it depends on temperature. Okay, temperature அதிகமானா K என்ன ஆகும் அப்படின்றது depends on whether it is endothermic or exothermic. Okay, if it's an endothermic reaction, okay, temperature அதிகப்படுத்தினா endothermic wants to absorb heat. Temperature அதிகப்படுத்தினா it's going to love, so K value will go up. Exothermic, temperature increase பண்ணா K value will go down. Okay, second thing we want to know, for any given reaction, if you flip the reaction, in thermodynamics what have we done? Del H reaction நீங்க flip பண்ணீங்கன்னா you just get opposite sign. We saw this in Hess's law. Okay, a K value will become inverse 1 by K. Okay, if I flip this equation, what used to be K, okay, what used to be K will become 1 by K. Okay, when you multiply, let's say by X, Hess's law la vandu multiply panna delta H gets multiplied, so delta H gets multiplied. Okay, K value, what happens is it becomes to the power of what you multiply. Okay, I can numerically prove that. For example, if this is K, okay, I multiply this whole thing by 2, that becomes 2NH2, 6NH2, 4NH3. Okay, so this is going to become 4, this is going to become 2, this is going to become 6. எல்லாமே ஸ்கொயரை வெளியில் எடுங்க, திருப்பி உள்ள அதே தான் இருக்கும். பழைய K என்னவோ அது உள்ள வரும், to the power 2 னு வரும். That's what I have written. So needless to say, if I divide by, let's say, X, delta H will become divided by X. Delta H என்ன கொடுத்துருக்காங்களோ அதை divide by 2 பண்ணுவீங்க. K will become the root, whichever root you are taking. இது 2 na square root, 3 na cube root. Okay, the x the root of whatever you are doing. Okay, then when you add equations, what do you do with delta H is, when you add two equations, you add them together, the delta H is also getting added, Hess's law. So this gets added, whereas here they get multiplied. For example, there is an equation that has delta H1 and delta H2. It will become delta H1 plus delta H2. This will become K1 times K2. Okay. These are the basic properties of your equilibrium constant. Using this, we will build equilibrium very slowly. Okay. All right. Thank you guys.